Okay, hit the
Recording in
record
progress.
timer. Hi folks, thanks for streaming. Today, Azshure Raine returned here and will release her new volume, Shattered Fate, Zodiac Book 3, on March 25th, Monday. So I'd like her to promote this third book in the 7-minute interview. So first of all, can you quickly recap your story progress so far, like animes, これまでのお話? For the starters, like, looks interesting. Gotta grab from us first.
Okay, so obviously the second book just came out, so I might not
Uh-huh.
do too much for the second book. But yeah, this is the third book.
I hear
I am
mommy.
sorry.
And?
My daughter. Okay, let's give me one sec. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so the story so far, the first book, Rebirth,
Uh-huh.
is pretty much the main character and his love interest, Jason Leah, finally actually, get together. And the book ends on a relatively nice note. And it has the feel that it could be that's it, but there's just like a little bit of darkness lurking in the background. And then the second book comes in right after they finally get married. And the new villain steps in and ruins everything. And he does his best to that's where the dream taker, he decides he's the dream taker. He's going to take everything that he can. And the second book ends on a pretty big cliffhanger, and I don't want to give away too much because there is a lot that happens that leads up to that moment, that leads up to why the third book is called Shattered Fate.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. That was a pretty great recap of it. And how about what are some new features in this third book?
So the third book is, I guess, for new. There is exclusive art at the end of the book. So this has not been seen by anybody else except maybe people close to me. So it's sort of a treat to those who get it to the end.
I see. It's like a bonus track for those people who purchased it.
Yeah.
I see. That is great. That is great news for the those people who's gonna buy it. And what was the most joyous moment while writing this new volume?
This one's hard because
Why?
a lot of it is very, very sad.
I see.
I'm gonna say that probably for the joyous moment is finally showing whether or not that my main character actually gets to eat an apple. I know that sounds strange, but that is a very long running joke throughout the entire book. In the first book, he drops an apple when he meets his love interest. And then he never eats one ever again, but he keeps dropping them, but he keeps trying.
I see. So it's like a recurring joke that finally got the solution. I see. That is pretty
Whether
interesting.
or not he finally gets to eat one.
Maybe I better eat apple later. So what inspired you a lot to write this new volume?
So people wanted more of Jason Leah's story, and originally the first book was pretty much just going to be that was it. But then people wanted more, and a larger world, and a more about what the Titans and the Keepers, and really what it meant for fate to be a person, and time being out doing time things, because time is the villain of the first book. And she's also a person. So.
I see. Yes, the time is being in the first book. I
She is.
see. How about what inspired you a lot to write this new volume?
What inspired me a lot? Well, I like I said earlier, I wanted to keep going. I really loved these characters, and I wanted to tell their entire story. And this is their entire story, at least up until I possibly move on to whatever happens beyond. But the Zodiac, the three, Rebirth, Dream Taker, and Shattered Fate, is Jason Leah's story.
I see Jason Reed's story. And how about as you kind of emphasize that you're a Final Fantasy fan, which Final Fantasy series inspires you the most to write this this story?
So most people are going to straight up assume that it's Final Fantasy VIII, but it wasn't. Because a lot of people will assume Jace looks a lot like Squall. He's got the gun, and I completely understand that. But it was more 13.
13.
And 16 actually. It was very interesting watching, like, my husband played 16 and I'm sitting there watching the story and seeing the parallels of my own world that I created, and I'm like, yeah, people who like 16 are gonna love Shattered Fate
Oh,
and
I see. So,
Rebirth and stuff.
so probably meant for those younger audience compared to those adult audience, maybe.
More of an adult audience than
More
a
of an
younger
adult audience.
audience.
I see. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And how about the except for the main protagonist, can you pick one character in your new volume and explain to us why this character entices the readers?
Well, okay, I'll just go straight for my villain, Damien. He
Damien.
is over the top. He has been called extra. He tends to literally step on people.
Oh, I
So,
see. Like a Super Mario.
including my main character.
Uh-huh.
But he is pretty much out for blood, and there's no
Oh.
really stopping him until the end. And I've had so many people just express how much they're ready for him to die. So
Oh, I see. That sounds very promising. How about
he's fun
the...
though.
Yeah, I see, thank you. And how about let's assume if this is the role-playing game, where does this volume reside? For instance, passing the midpoint, save crystal point, or cross the climax, and so on.
This would be the finale. So like
A
you're walking
finale,
into
uh-huh.
the end of it, like last boss. Um, gotta make sure you have enough health potions and just not use any of them because you
Uh-huh.
might need more health potions.
Uh-huh. And Phoenix Tail. See?
Yes, as the epic Latin music grows in the background, and you're like, oh
I
crap, there's a
see.
second phase type thing.
Yes, I will say the 第二形態 or something like that. 最終形態. Okay. So finally, any message to those who are considering buying and reading your new volume?
Well, if you would like your own existential crisis similar to Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts or even Nier
Kingdom Hearts.
Automata, you might want to consider picking up Rebirth and Beyond.
Okay, yes, aiming for those Final Fantasy fans. And thank you very much, Azure. So her new volume is called Shattered Fate Zodiac Book 3, out in March 25th, Monday. And folks, we hope you grab the copy of her work and dive into her story and characters. And her account is at AZSHURE13. Truly appreciate your participation in this segment, Azure. So wish you great success and we'll keep in touch.
Indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.